Hey guys, it's Sammy, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing my November and December wrap-up. The reason I combine these is one, because my November wrap-up would have been hella late, and two, because I didn't really read that many books in December. So in the 2 months of November and December, I read 6 books. One of them was kind of not a book, but we'll get into that. For some stats, 5 of the books I read were by female authors. One of the book was a duo of a male and a female author. They all ran an average of 350 pages, but all of them except one were actually listened to on audiobook, so 5 audiobooks, 1 physical book. And the average rating of all these books would be around 4 stars. So it was a pretty good reading month. I actually read some of my favorite books of the year that you can already see in my favorite books of the year video. I know it came up before, but it's okay. So without further ado, let's get into the wrap-up. So starting off in November, I read Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. I give this 5 stars. Once again, you can learn more of my thoughts in my favorite books of the year video. I love this book. If you don't know what it is about a Lithuanian girl who gets sent off to the Siberian War or death camps. It was so depressing and so devastating in every single way possible. If you haven't read this book, it's super hype, I think. I think it's a very hyped book, and you definitely lives up to all the hype. It is amazing. You need to read it. And that's really all I can say about it, because it's just so heartbreaking. And yeah. The next book I read in November was another one of my favorite books of the year, and that is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. Listen to this on audiobook, just like the last book. I love this book. It is about a family who is dealing with the passing of one of their daughters, and it follows all the members of the family, even the daughter who has died, and it kind of wraps around like, why did this happen, like how did this happen, and what was the girl's life really like. And it's just so heartbreaking too. Like, once again, so many heartbreaking books I read in this month. So heartbreaking, so raw, so amazing. I loved this book so much. Once again, one of my favorite books of the year. Loved it. Absolutely adored this book. I just thought it was like such an interesting family dynamic and so real to probably what a lot of families are like. Also, it was an own voices novel that centered around Chinese American family. So amazing, so raw, so heart-touching. I loved it. The next book I read was actually kind of a surprise that I liked it as much as I did, and that was The Siren by Kira Cass. I listened to this on audio, once again. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about this girl who dies in a shipwreck, and she is taken in by the ocean and given the option to either become a siren or drown. And she chooses to become a siren, and she's been a siren for 80 years, which basically means that she sings to boats so the ocean can feed on people. So she like sings and people like throw themselves in the ocean to feed the ocean, and the ocean is personified, and it's just really, I thought it was a really good book. Like, it really like went really great places, and it takes place in college, which is something that's a lot different than a lot of books I read. I'm not sure if I would classify as new adult, but I guess technically it is new adult. I just really thought it was better than expected. I gave this 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. It was definitely like fluffy, cute, contemporary, but there was also some deep issues in there, and I thought it was done really well. I also really loved how the ocean was personified. I really thought it was done really well, so wasn't expecting like as much as I did. I liked it. Next book I read wasn't really a book. It was a book that I bought for my sister, and I bought it as kind of a joke, and then I read it and I just counted it, and that was Milk and Vine, which was very controversial, first of all. And that's basically like vines in a book that's like milk and honey set as like poems. Very controversial. I did spend money on it, so I did add to the problem. It was a joke, but that doesn't really count because I still like added on to the problem of, first of all, them like mocking milk and honey, but also them using the creative content of viners for their own personal gain. I don't really know all the laws on it, but once again, I read this book, so it's included in here. Sorry guys, I'm really shitty. Sorry. Next book I read was also an audiobook, but I have recently acquired a physical copy, and that is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is a book that has been really well hyped up, like super hyped up for a really long time, and I finally got around to it, and I liked the beginning a lot more than the end. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna buy the rest of the series. And I did do that, but like I didn't like the ending as much as I liked the beginning, but I still want to continue on. So I have the next books in the series. But overall, I gave this 3.5 stars. I liked it enough, but I didn't like it a lot. It's pretty dramatic. It's really similar to a lot of books. And when people were saying that, I was like, well, I haven't really read that many books, but this book is like a lot of really popular books, like The Selection, Hunger Games. There's another one that I can't recall off the top of my head, but it's very similar to it too. And yeah, I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't great. So, and to finish off my reading year, I read another one of my favorite books of the year, and that was I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. I really enjoyed this book for what it was. It is an adult romance. This woman who loses her engagement ring and goes on this wild goose hunt trying to find it. But it also really centers around this phone she finds and her talking to this guy through this phone and them kind of forming a relationship. And it's really cute, also very crazy. A lot of like crazy stuff happens and it's like kind of all over the place, but I kind of loved it. So definitely like cute, fluffy, like not really any substance, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really like this book. I was really taken back because Sophie Kinsella's young adult novel Finding Audrey was one of my favorite books of last year, so I was really excited to read this book and it did not disappoint whatsoever. So yeah. Alright guys, so that is my final wrap up of 2017. It's been a year, it's been a crazy year, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, all of my social media links are down below for you guys to check out. If you enjoyed any of these books, please comment down below any books that you really loved in December, or if you really liked any of these books, please let me know. So I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye! Gonna make it through this time.